What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got my Pop's bike finally out of the shed, this barn find. This thing's been sitting in the shed for at least 10 or 12 years. This thing is a 74 Honda CB550. Look at this huge windscreen. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's funny. It's my Pop's old bike, and it's just been sitting there. The tires were flat, so I filled them up before I started recording. And of course the battery was dead just because it's been sitting for God knows how many years. Like I said, at least 10 or 12 years. So it's great to actually get this thing out of the shed. It does need some work for sure. Yeah, so this windscreen's pretty horrendous, and it's just filthy. It's just been sitting in there, and oh man, it needs a huge cleaning for sure. So we'll probably start doing that at some point very soon. Just wanted to kind of get this thing out and take a look at it. The tires do seem to be holding air, which is good. I did buy a new battery. Drove over to Cycle Gear, got that quick. It was only 50 bucks for the battery. Don't need a lot for this thing. It is a 4-cylinder. It's got 4 exhaust pipes. These things, this bike just needs a lot of love. Last time we rode it, it was running pretty good. The carbs definitely have to get cleaned. There's no doubt about that. I don't think he put fuel stabilizer in there, so I did throw some new fuel in there with some stabilizer and some seafoam in there just to see if we can get it kind of cleared up a little bit without taking it off. Obviously, the right thing to do would be to actually take off all the carburetors and clean the pilot jet and main jet. I'm sure they are filthy. The front brake does not work right now. We'll have to check out that and see what the heck is going on there. It probably needs to be bled or something. But look at this old bike, guys. It's a little bit heavy, and it's super comfy though. Like, this seat is like a freaking couch, like literally. But yeah, it's got a little rack thing on the back, I guess, right? It's an old bike, but last time I actually went out with my father, something happened and the bike just died out. I'm not sure what the deal was. I don't know what was causing that issue. No idea. But anyway, here's the bike. Just wanted to show you a little preview of it before we start restoring this thing a little bit. We're gonna get those pipes cleaned up. Oh God, they're just filthy, and a couple dents in there. I don't know if I can get that out, but either way, we're still gonna clean it up. And you can just see the rims. The chain's actually decent, surprisingly. And the front rim is like I said, things just filthy. Filthy. Like I said, the carburetor bowls were actually leaking fuel when I turned it on. But that's, you know, because the floats are sticking. But I think they might be okay now. We'll see. If not, like I said, we'll get into there and get those puppies clean. I might even be able to just take off one carb bowl at a time, like literally, and you know, take out the jets and clean it. I do have a decent amount of room in there if I take this off. I'm really afraid to be honest with you. I don't know if we can get gaskets for these things for the float bowls. I have no idea, and I'm kind of worried if I take it off that the gasket's just gonna fall apart and that's gonna be it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll try some seafoam first. The thing needs a serious power wash. It is filthy. Look at this thing. This cover could shine up really good for sure. It's just got a lot of shit on it. Even the engine. Ugh. Big old 554 cylinder. But yeah, this should be a little fun project to get going again. Get my Pop's bike. Oh my God, these fork tubes are just, they could get polished up good and everything. Even just look at the fender. Oh man, that's pretty bad. That thing is bad. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a little preview of this thing. And what's interesting is that when I got the new battery in, I did get it to fire up, which is pretty crazy for sitting for so long. It's a Honda for you, right? But yeah, let me start washing this thing and then we'll fire her up. Wow, what a difference just from cleaning it. The engine bay looks 10 times better. Or the whole engine, wow. Crazy how much shit was on there. We still got a lot of stuff to do to it, to especially clean this up and polish that up and try to get some of these rust things off, but it cleaned up pretty good, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. Like I said, this exhaust, we gotta try to get that rust off and get a dent out, but the engine cleaned up so much better now. Super happy with it, just from the power wash. So I actually put some elbow grease into this and it should turn out really good. Crazy. The rims are just so caked. I don't know how I'm gonna do with those. Have to probably use some steel wool and some good cleaner. It's gonna take a lot. Same with the spokes because they look like they're like all rusted out. So, but all right, let's go fire this thing up. All right, it's day 2. We charged the battery overnight, so hopefully we should get this thing started today. Hold the throttle to keep it going, but let me get this thing warmed up. So she is idling. I had to turn up the idle a bit, but it seems to still run, which is good. All right, so I did notice that on this gas cap part over here, there was a lot of rust on here. So I took something like this and put it in the drill, and I just been hacking away and getting rid of a lot of the rust that was on here. Obviously I need to get some more fuel in the tank. There's barely any fuel in it, and I did not want the fuel, if it's sloshing around on here, just getting rust into the tank and then getting into the carbs. So I'm still going to clean this up a little bit more, use this thing and keep going with it. I've been doing it for probably a couple minutes, but I didn't get it on film yet. So I'm just going to finish this up and try to get this thing looking as good as possible. It's pretty good now. To the touch, it feels pretty smooth, so there's not really too much rust left on there. But let's just keep going and get this thing squeaky clean. Okay, cool. So we got basically all the rust off there. It does have a little bit of like pitting marks and stuff, but you can see it's almost like a mirror in a little bit. I could probably polish this up. I'm not going to, obviously. But we did get all the rust off going around the corners for the most part, so we should be good there. And so far so good. I mean, the bike runs. I did get it to idle. I did have to turn the idle, and it is right there, that screw. I did have to turn that in a decent amount just to get it to stay running. So obviously the end game plan at some point will be to probably take these carbs off, or we're going to see what the seafoam can do, and hopefully that may clean it up, maybe not. We don't know how bad they are, but obviously it's still running now, which is good. And look at the engine, came out so much cleaner after that power wash. Still got some cleaning to do for sure, but that's going to be down the road. But anyway, all right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one. I am going to actually take this for a ride and check it out. I'm going to blow this thing out just to make sure that there's no leftover, you know, rust remedies or anything like that, just to completely get it out, because obviously we don't want it going back into the tank and then into the carburetor. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video, and we'll take this one out for a quick little burst, get some gas, and take it from there.